How's it going, everybody? Today, we're doing a tier list. I'm so goddamn excited because, I've been wanting to do a bunch of tier lists, and I'll highlight it at the top in post, but I got like a million of them picked out that I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna break them down into different episodes. I was randomly going through Charlie's YouTube channel, like his playlists, Moist, Critical, Penguin, white t-shirt, black hat, long black hair man with full lips. That guy. I was going through his playlists on YouTube, and because some people will just do a million of them in one stream and then just pop that whole thing up, but I think I want to break it down into episodes based on the tier list. I feel like that's a better formula. I might do another one just in this video just because it's the first one, but I'm gonna bang like 5 or 6 of these out today probably. I'm pretty pumped, so let's just fucking jump right into it, because the first one I'm doing it's just like a mix of rock and metal bands. This one's gonna be difficult. Luckily, I know every band on here, so it shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, actually, the first thing I'm gonna do is do a little smoking. I'm gonna smoke a little bit. I am. I don't know why, but for some reason, I notice it in playing Harry Potter and playing like Elden Ring and shit. It's like whenever I'm like bubbly, like I do something or I'm discovering a new area or something, I go back and forth between a British and an Australian accent. Some of them I can do really well, and it scares me sometimes when I do it. And sometimes it's like purposely just horrendous, and probably a little bit no, not racist. What is it? It's not national. No, that's not it. It's the word that I'm looking for. Whatever. I'm sure that you know what I mean. But where the hell is my goddamn lighter? Okay. Does this work? We have light! I'm just gonna pop my head out of frame really quick so I can take a yiff-snaff off of this feller. I don't know what that means. Man, this is like... I have this... Actually, I can show you. I don't plan on getting monetized. This is the most ghetto-rigged, like, chillum I've ever seen in my life. It's like the slide from an old bong that broke. None of this is even mine. I just MacGyvered this shit together. So it's the slide from a bong that broke, and then I cut a straw, like a nice good thick straw, and was able to fashion it up into the bottom of the slide so it would seal properly. And I wrapped some paper towel around it, like, I don't know, like 3 sheets of paper towel, and then really tightly taped all of it together and connected it all. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this may look super ghetto and like embarrassing, but it hits better than like 85% of the actual smoking glass and things that I've purchased. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like there may be something to making your own shit, because it's gnarly. Only problem is, obviously, it's just continuous. I could hold it at the bottom, but you just gotta be quick with your schmacking. And yeah, I don't know. I made that. You know, the new series that I have, just hanging out, where it's basically gonna be this, just me smoking and hanging out and talking to the the mirage of the audience, I guess, about anything, and like, put it down in the comments if you have any topics or whatever that you'd like me to start talking about. I'm also putting episode 1 of my podcast. I'm putting a new podcast on this channel, and I think the first episode is gonna be with Gio of my other YouTube channel, Corgio. He's my best friend. He's my daughter's godfather, and it's something we've wanted to do for a while, but him and I will probably do something later down the line. But this one's just for me. Well, technically for you guys, but it's also an outlet for me to just talk to people. And him and I get into like the craziest conversations, so it'll be a good first episode. And then it depends on if my buddy Jason can get down here before Gio can. So the first episode might either be me and Gio, or it might be me and my buddy Jason for the first time. And with Jason, same thing. So we'll have probably more intricate things to talk about between me and him. But yeah, I'm really excited for it because I've been wanting to do a podcast for a long time, and I know that me and a lot of the people that I associate with are... God, it feels disgusting, and I'm sorry in advance for saying it, but intellectuals... Ugh. God, it just feels wrong to say that. We have a very large variety of things that we enjoy talking about, like science, history, some current events, music of all kinds, instruments, like weapons, games, movies, anything you could possibly think of, we have some kind of, at least base level knowledge of, and we enjoy talking about and learning. I think that's our thing, is just learning is really our thing. We just love learning new things and discussing them at length. So if you're like us in that sense, you're probably gonna like the podcast. And that's gonna be within the next week. I'm gonna start. I know I've been bad at uploading, but I'm gonna try to get back on a more steady schedule from this point on. I want to put out a video every other day probably, or every other 2 days, like in that range. I don't want to keep going like weeks or months at a time without putting content out. Because I know whenever I put shit out, like I usually get at least one new subscriber per video that comes out. I also know that I'm in the Game Grumps algorithm, which is a good spot. I would like to be there because I love them. I might honestly cut this out of the video that I'm about to, because I just realized I've been sitting here fucking talking to you like this is the Just Hanging Out video, and it's not. This is the intro to our goddamn tier list. This is gonna be a long video, I guess. Let me just take a couple more. I'll put a timestamp on the video in the beginning, so that, you know, if you don't want to sit through all of that nonsense that I just did, you could pop up right here. So I'm gonna point, and then when I point, you get it. That's all I wanted to say though. So let's get into this gumgobbly goobops. First, AC/DC, classic. I mean, they're a band that like I'll always put on. Especially like driving, I love playing some good AC/DC songs when I drive. Unpopular opinion, actually I don't know if it's unpopular or popular, but Bon Scott is my preferred vocalist of AC/DC. Nothing against Brian Johnson, I love him too, but I think Bon Scott had more of a raspiness in his throat. I feel like he also had more vocal fry on his chords. I just liked it better. I don't know why. They sound very much alike, but there's just there's a more this under Bon Scott's voice that I like more than Brian Johnson's, I guess. I don't know. But I mean, that's a difficult one, because that's like, you know, going to the club and they play Don't Stop Believin'. Like, AC/DC is just a band like that, where someone puts on Back in Black, you're gonna be fucking jamming out. Doesn't matter what color your skin is, it doesn't matter what nationality, like, that's the kind of this song you put on where everyone's gonna enjoy it. Or like Thunderstruck, the beginning of that is iconic. They have so many iconic hits. I don't like the way this is put here. I mean, Don't Know Them is fine, but favorites, I wish it would have just been labeled. Can I edit these? Oh, I can. Shit. Okay. Alright, this is just gonna be S tier. I'll skip through this so that you don't have to see me editing. Okay, I'm back. That took way longer than it should have. I'm kind of high, not gonna lie to you. But, AC/DC, I mean, should we just make a tier on above S that's just like legends, where it's like, how are you really gonna rate them against these other bands that, like, they're not of the same caliber? Like Ghost will never ever be of the same caliber as a band like AC/DC or like Metallica or Black Sabbath, anything like that. They're just not. Like, I don't know if people are gonna disagree with me on that, but like those are like the legendary, like, classic, the first steps into like the rock and roll metal world were these bands. I mean, fuck, Black Sabbath was the first metal band, so like you know what, I think that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put one at a row above, and it will be, wait, what? What? That's weird that it does it like that. Okay, Legends is on top. That is where we will put bands like AC/DC. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it, where they are of the, like, biggest, like in the genre, I guess. I don't know how I'm butchering what I'm trying to say here. Just the same way there's like the big four of thrash. You got Anthrax, Slayer, Metallica, Megadeth. Like, those are like the big four. So like those would also be legends. I'm putting Black Sabbath first because they are the first metal band. There's just no question there. Like, if anyone asks, like, who is the metal band, like, it's Black Sabbath. That's alright, I guess we'll just go from left to right. As I Lay Dying, excuse me. They're honestly one of my favorite bands. I'd probably put them in my top 10. And as a vocalist, not as a person, Tim Lambesis is one of my favorite vocalists in metal. I personally, I didn't even mention, I am a metal and rock vocalist, songwriter, pianist. I've been in many bands over the years, played shows. I'm actually currently starting up a new project. It's taken me a little bit longer than I wanted to, but times are tough out here, and it's hard to find reliable people who are down to join a project that's technically already been started. And yeah, so I'm taking that slow. I don't want to rush into anything either. But yeah, so this video is probably going to be named metal singer rates metal bands or something like that. I don't know, man. Don't make me think about this shit. Let's keep going. As I Lay Dying, I mean, on my arm, this part of my arm is my Vocalist inspiration sleeve, and right now I have Corey Taylor and Marilyn Manson on there, and Timbaland Basses is gonna be on this arm at some point. I feel like I gotta give them at least A tier. And there's just the hits, and I remember when the music video for Nothing Left came out, and it was like I don't remember if it was from a movie or if the way they shot the video was just so cinematic for the time, because it was amazing. It was like the chick with the red, and like she's being shunned by society, and like it's like a dystopian hellscape future. I don't know. Go watch the Nothing Left music video by As I Lay Dying. It's pretty awesome. For some reason, the version that's on YouTube, that's the official version, the volume is so goddamn low, though, so you're going to have to, like, crank your speakers. Airborne, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to give them, like, a B. I'm tempted to put them in C. I'm going to put them middle of the road. I'm going to put them very average middle of the road, only because they are literally an AC/DC Motley Crue clone. It's like if you took, Dr. Feelgood era Motley Crue and, was it Shoot to Thrill era AC/DC and smashed them together, you get Airborne. Like, and it's kind of like what Greta Van Fleet is doing to Led Zeppelin. I'm going to just be completely open with it. I fucking despise Greta Van Fleet. Like, the way that they're doing it, like, everything about them is like they are legit just copying Led Zeppelin. And I thought I read somewhere that some of the guys from Led Zeppelin didn't like it either. But I don't think there was any like lawsuits filed or anything. I don't think they care that much, but they're just not fans. I think I read that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I read that somewhere. I hate them. I cannot stand them. It's like they're like sullying. It's because they're trying to sound so much like Led Zeppelin that it makes you think, oh, Led Zeppelin. It's like, wait, no, it's this fucking band. Like, what is this? You're gonna play the exact same like notes and have the same exact sounding singer, like everything. It's so unbelievably blatant. Oh god, I'm gonna stop ranting about it. So same thing, but I like Airborne better because at least they're not like 100% blatantly ripping off AC/DC and Motley Crue. They just have a lot of the same influences and sounds. I don't know if it makes sense. I'm just hating on Red Van Fleet, I think. Next one. Oh, Alice in Chains. Okay, so they're not a legend, obviously, but they are S tier for me. Lane Staley, the vocalist, is the next tattoo that's going on my arm here. I was a grunge kid. It's still... I mean, my singing voice, so I sing and I scream, so my clean singing voice is just almost completely influenced by the grunge scene. So, you know, I go through waves where I sound like Lane Staley, I sound like Kurt Cobain, I could sound like Eddie Vedder really well, but even like the thought of disrespecting him saddens me, so I'm not gonna do it. But yes, Alice in Chains would be S tier for me, without a doubt. It's a top 5 band for me of all time, across all genres. Next, and also, if you see your favorite band on here or see a band that you like, let me know what your favorite song by them is. Amaranth. I really like Amaranth. I think they're one of my favorite female-led bands. But, you know, instinct immediately said to put them B, because I would not put them on the same level as I Lay Dying. I think As I Lay Dying is way more technical and creative, and maybe not creative, but Amaranth is pretty creative. But they also, at the same time, aren't, because they just sound like every other like power metal, melodic death metal band with a female vocalist at times, like Lacuna Coil, who I believe is also on here. But I think, at least I thought they were. Yeah, right there. So let's just go ahead and put Lacuna Coil right there too, in B. Let me know what your favorite Lacuna Coil song is. Mine is Spellbound. Love that song. I don't know what it is, but every time I could play, it's rare that I can play songs on repeat, and that's one of the songs that I could play on repeat and still be satisfied with it. Amon Amarth, that's S tier for me. That's Johan Egg is another one that's going on my arm. My screams for, or my low screams for the first probably 10 years, 8 to 10 years of my time doing vocals and everything, my lows were based off of Johan Egg's vocals, so I sounded a lot like him without like really trying to sound like him, until I just got heavier into vocals and like learned a ton of stuff and took some lessons. I know I'm like jumping through and then just going on tangents. I'm sorry, but I hope you're at least learning something or enjoying the conversation. Anthrax, they're one of the big four, and I get a lot of hate for my opinion on Anthrax, but I'm not really a huge fan of them. They're my least favorite of the big four. I know that sucks to say, and so many people are like, "What?" Like they're like these like comics and like all this shit. Like people assume that they would be my favorite of the big four, and negative. I don't know what it is. I love all the members of the band too. It just something about the music. It doesn't hit me in the same way that all these other bands do. I don't know why. That being said, it's fucking straight thrash. It's thrash. I can get down with any thrash and still bang my head to it. And like, you know, I feel like that's disrespectful to Amaranth and Lacuna Coil now. You know what? I might have to put Amaranth down with Airborne, because you know what? That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna drop Airborne down to D, because I don't think Airborne is not like average, and I would associate C with like average-ish. Yeah, they don't. Amaranth seems very average to me. My old self is gonna fucking hate me, and I kind of hate myself, but I have to put Lacuna Coil in the same category too, because as much as I'm biased and I love Lacuna Coil, they are a lot like all the other female-led with a secondary screaming guy singer, power metal, melodic death metal band. Like they all, Eluvati or Eluviati. No, actually, that's not fair. Illuviati I would put above these guys. So I think this is good now. I don't think I'm gonna change these ones anymore. I like where this is at. Apocalyptica. I mean, if we're going by sheer skill, there's some crazy talented members in that band. And I would say I like them, because I like Anthrax, but I don't like them on the level that everybody else who likes Anthrax like them. Like I said, they're my least favorite of the big four. I'll still listen to their music, bang my head, and enjoy it, but it's nowhere near my favorite. But I also think it's above average in terms of how good it is. I know it's objective, but I would put it on the same level as Apocalyptica, because Apocalyptica doesn't have the content or the rawness to them, but I think their technical ability, and their creativeness is what pushes them up on like equal footing with Anthrax. Moving on, Arch Enemy. So I am kind of a sucker for Arch Enemy. Not anymore. When Angela Gasso was the vocalist, she was honestly one of my first like real crushes in rock and metal. Oh man, oh Angela, oh baby, yeah. Plus, they were so good. I remember, you know, being in school and listening to them. Or, God, this was years ago. Probably like 2007. Around 2007, I was listening to them and just jamming out, man. I think I had a Zune or an iPad, or a Zune or one of those old iPods back then. I don't remember. They were just one of those bands that like helped get me through school, pretty much. So I think I would. I think I would have to put them B. I'm trying to like think of how I want to break this list down, because if B is like the kind of band that like helped you get through school, like you listen to them all the time, but like you don't listen to them as much anymore, but you still really enjoy them when you do listen to them, I feel like that's what B is. So that's where I'm gonna judge that. A is like you listened to them a while ago, you still listen to them now, you still really like it now, like it never wavered for you. Like As I Lay Dying, it never wavered for me. I always liked them, even when he was like Tim was going through that stuff where he tried to kill his wife, or tried to have his wife killed. Like that whole situation didn't really make sense to me. Oh no. Yeah, so what I was saying is, I forgot what I was saying. So, we're gonna go with... I didn't even pick one. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I know I've heard them, and I might get hate for this, but I don't remember who Avantasia is. I'm gonna go look it up after the video and feel like a big dummy, but I don't remember who they are. And if that's the case, I probably didn't listen to him that much, and they didn't like strike me well enough to like really get into them. So we're gonna put them in Don't Know for now, but they would probably be D or E if I listened to them. That's not fair. I don't know. Avatar. I do like their uniqueness. I always hear, whenever I hear their music, the thing that comes into my head is always, God, just fucking be heavy or be soft. Like, it seems like there's always like a struggle. There's like some kind of strife going in the songs that you're listening to. It's like the song doesn't know what it wants to be. That's the best I can really explain it. And I know they're good, and I would bet money that the members, if some of them had broken off into separate groups, they would be really good on their own. But all together, I almost feel like they just don't work. I mean, obviously tons of people disagree because they have a monster fan base. And I dig their aesthetic and everything. I like the way they tune, and I like the vibes they have. I like it all. But for me, I'm gonna put a middle of the road. It's not yes, it's not no, it's like whatever. And I guess that's kind of how I feel about these guys. I gotta stop going back and trying to think, because I'm just gonna keep changing my mind. Avenged Sevenfold. This one's hard. I think I would... My instinct says to put them in A for the same reasons as I Lay Dying, but I'm gonna be honest, I really didn't like the last like 3 albums that Avenged Sevenfold put out. So I don't know. I think they might be in C as well. Man, that's crazy. No, I can't. I'm gonna put them in B, because there's so many Avenged Sevenfold songs that I love that putting them lower than B, I think, would be disrespectful to them and to myself. So we're gonna sit them in B. Breaking Benjamin. I think that's another B. They are a band that I will listen to Until the Day I Die. A lot of I think I want. There's a couple lyrics that they've written that I want on my body at some point. Like they're the kind of band that has grabbed a hold of my heart at times and like squeezed, just because the things that they were saying were so relatable to what I was going through at that time. Or like their messages, like Red Cold River. I can't watch the music video to that song, or else I will bawl. Like I'll just cry like a baby back bitch. I'll legit cry because, and if you've watched that video, you could probably understand why. I have a little blonde baby girl, and if that situation that happened to that music video happened to me, woo, buddy. But yeah, I think B is fair because I don't listen to them as much as I listen to As I Lay Dying. And there was a pretty decent chunk of time where I stopped listening to Breaking Benjamin, so I think this is a fair spot. Okay, what is this, Blind Guardian? Yeah, Blind Guardian. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a fan. I don't know what it is. I think it's a lot of things. The power metal, like, weird, I don't know, it's like trying too hard to sound like Dio. I'm just not a fan of them. I don't like the way the singer sounds. Sonata Arctica, same thing. I don't like them. Weird, There's No Name, but obviously that's Sempiternal by Bring Me the Horizon. Bring Me the Horizon, same thing. I'm gonna put them in B. They were another band that I listened to from the time that, you know, Pray for Plagues came out, or not Pray for Plagues. Was it Count Your Blessings? Was that the album? And then Chelsea Grin, or what's the name of the album? Whatever, you know, the first, it was Pray for Plagues, I think. The Aquarium is the album cover, or the EP, I think it was. And then he still every now and then will play it live, but he barely screams. But yeah, they were just they were classic, like Suicide Silence. Remember, everybody used to love when they would see Mitch Lucker and Ollie Sykes together. It was like a big thing. Anyway, Bullet for My Valentine, I'm gonna put them A, for the same reason as I Lay Dying, because all of these bands, Bring Me the Horizon, Avenged Sevenfold, As I Lay Dying, Bullet for My Valentine, all the metalcore bands and like some of the deathcore bands, I was listening to all of them religiously, pretty much all throughout school, and even before, like Atreyu, I was listening to. They're one of the first like really metal bands I ever listened to. It was like early 2000s, like 04, I think, something like that. Sorry, I keep fiddling with my nose. I keep thinking that I have a droopiness, but I don't. Yeah, Bullet for My Valentine. I love too many of their songs and play them constantly to not put them in A tier. I think that's how. Alright, we're getting there. We're coming up with a theory here. I play them a lot. Is gonna be like A tier. I like the band. I listen to a lot of their songs and I play them a lot. That's fair. Okay. And then C is gonna be not yes, not no, just middle of the road. This is gonna be bands that I either really used to love and listen to constantly, but don't much anymore. Or actually, I guess that's it. This is gonna be just no for me. Just no, thank you. I'm just not a fan. Don't know. Self-explanatory. And D is gonna bridge that gap. It's gonna be like it's close to but it is at the same time. Like I don't care, and I don't I won't seek them out. I don't particularly like them. S tier is like yes, like they are, you know, a top 5 whatever band for me. Legends, self-explanatory. Cradle of Filth. I mean, honestly, Cradle of Filth is a legend in the, you know, black metal, just that whole gothic sect of metal. Because, like, for anyone who doesn't know, metal is there's metal, which is the genre, and then the amount of subgenres that branch out under metal is so dense. There's so many of them. It's numbing at times. And it's why it's so hard to fit certain bands into subgenres, because there's so many of them. And there's like a dark corner out of all the subgenres. Like way in the corner, there's like black metal. What was it? Satan metal is one of them. Gothic metal. What am I thinking? Doom metal is over there. Stuff like, and then it starts moving, and then you get into stuff like grindcore and like sludge metal and like all that kind of shit, and it just goes. God, I'm butchering it. You know what I'm trying to say. And for that type of metal, they were kind of like a legend, but overall, I wouldn't say so. I like maybe like 5 songs, 6 songs by Cradle of Filth. They're not like a huge thing for me, but I'll put them C, middle of the road. It's like not no. It's whatever. But I do like some of their stuff, so that's what separates them from D. Def Leppard, they were another one that I listened to a lot, and I liked a lot of their songs, because I was also big into hair metal from the 80s. I think I'm gonna put them in the C though, because again, I do listen to them sometimes, and I like when I'm listening to it, but I don't seek it out. It's not like it's not a yes or a no for me. It's whatever. It's middle of the road. Even though there was a point in my life where I would have been putting them like up here, B or A. Was this Dimmu Borgir? I think that's how you pronounce it. Dimmu Borgir. I don't think it's Borgir. Dimmu Borgir. I don't remember how to pronounce it. They're really good, but again, they're gonna go C. I'm not seeking them out. I'll listen to them when it's playing, but like it's just all right for me. Is this Disturbed? Yeah. Okay, Disturbed. That's a hard one. I think I'm gonna put them. I think I have to put them in A tier, because I do listen to them a lot still. I still really like them. David Draymond's voice is one of the most beautiful voices on the planet. And all of the covers they do are so good. They have so many iconic hits. I mean, Down with the Sickness, everybody knows it. Yeah, I think A is fair for that. What is this? Dream Theater. This is another one that I'm going to put in C. Before people get angry, they are very, very good. Very technical, very skilled. They're a very, very good band. I know. To me, I just, it's whatever. Like, I'm not seeking them out. Like, I'll listen to it and enjoy it when I'm hearing it. But there's also songs that I don't like that they make. So, I don't know, man. Middle of the road for me. I know this is going to be a very different list from what a lot of people think, but Evanescence, yeah, I mean, they're going to go B. Because I do listen to them from time to time. I listened to them a lot back in the day. They have a depth to them. Amy Lee, she can just like pour emotion out of her voice like no other female vocalist, aside from maybe what's her name from Within Temptation, or Nightwish. Speaking of Nightwish, right there, and I'm gonna put them same spot for the same reason. There's something about a woman who can sing like that, like rock, but like the projecting, I think. Because I love Illuviati. I forgot how to say that as well. I'm pretty sure it's Illuviati. But that band is incredible. I don't think they're on this list, but if they were, they would be an A tier for me. But Nightwish, Evanescence, love them. I do listen to them every now and then. I listened to them a lot back in the day. They are where they belong. Five Finger Death Punch. I'm gonna go C. It's really hard to not put them in B because there's so many. So I've owned every album they've come out with up until the Got Your Six album that like Jekyll and Hyde was on. Because after that point, I just kind of stopped giving a shit about them. Because every song was a war song about the we're gonna bring them home. Like. And then every guitar solo was like it was all the same shit. Like if you go and listen to every fucking song after that point, it's insane how similar all of their songs are. It's crazy. Like Zoltan Bathory and Jason Hook's the tone on their guitars, it's the same since like War Is the Answer. It's crazy, dude. I've never seen a band do it like that blatantly, I don't think, where they just sound the exact same for so long. It is crazy. And Ivan, it is very weird that I say this because usually it's the opposite, but somehow Ivan became worse as a vocalist now that he's sober. Or I don't even know if I don't know if he relapsed or whatever. But goddamn, dude. It's like he went so south. But I'm not gonna keep talking shit about him because, like I said, I've owned every album up until Got Your Six, and I could probably sing all the words to every single one. Like even the less known ones. Like I do love them. I've seen them countless times in concert. They put on a really good show. I haven't seen them. I think that the last time I saw them was a few years ago, and it was right around when Ivan got sober, and it was just I could tell that he was just about to be terrible. Like it was right before he took a dive and just stopped being Ivan. Or became new Ivan, I guess. Hang on, I'm going to pause the video now and pick up when I get back home. I'm very, very sorry. I think a day or two has passed since I started this thing. Something came up, and also something got messed up on my PC. So I had to like stop midway through this and figure it out. And then I had a bunch of stuff. I had to work, and a bunch of other stuff came up in between. So I mean, this is all gonna be in the same video. I'm just letting you know why. I'm probably gonna throw like a little intermission sign in there because now I'm in a different spot in the room. But anyway, let's jump back into it because I liked this and I was kind of excited to get back into it. So let's see. Let me just look through my rankings. I think I'm trying to remember how I was doing it. Like, Legends is obvious. S tier is like favorite bands. A tier is like I still listen to them a lot, and they were a band that I listened to for years throughout my life. B is like I used to listen to them a lot, but I don't really listen to them a lot anymore. C is like the like it's not good or bad, middle of the road. D is I'm not gonna seek them out. I don't really like them that much. E is I think they're bad. I don't like them, and don't know is obvious. Okay, so Foo Fighters. Whew, buddy. So this is difficult because I love Dave Grohl. But I gotta be honest, I don't like many Foo Fighters songs. I think I like maybe 5 of their songs. I just, I don't know. There's also a ton of their songs that I haven't really heard because I just kind of always stuck with the songs that I knew by them.
But I think, God, man, my gut is telling me to put them in C, just because it's not yes or no for me. But I do like them. But there wasn't a point where I listened to them like a lot in the past, like I did with these bands. Even Anthrax, like I don't really like them that much, but there was a period in my life where all I listened to was thrash, and I listened to them a lot. I guess I'm gonna have to put them C. Unpopular opinion, maybe? I don't know. Alright, Ghost. I always still call them Ghost BC, because that's like how I first knew of them. Plus, isn't there already another band called Ghost? Or am I thinking of something else? Anyway, I really like Ghost. I like the whole like Luciferian kind of stuff they got going on. I think it works for them. Everyone calls them Scooby Metal, but I mean, in all reality, there's only like 1 or 2 songs that have that like tuning and that like weird chimey kind of sound that is, you know, like in the Scooby-Doo intro. I really like their lyrical content. I like what they do instrumentally, and I like their stage presence. I do listen to them. I don't listen to them a ton, but I do still listen to them. So I think it feels bad putting them up there next to As I Lay Dying, Bullet for My Valentine, and Disturbed, but I do listen to them. I mean, if there was a tier in between A and B, that's where they'd go. But for now, I'm going to have to put them A. Godsmack. It's got to be A again. I still listen to them. I just listened to them like last night, and I was singing, like warming up my voice. And I was listening to them. Because Sully Erna, the vocalist of Godsmack, he's like one of those vocalists, like if you've been doing vocals for a long, like it's been probably close to 15, 16 years for me that I've been doing it. If you've been doing it long enough, you start to realize that your voice sounds like other vocalists, kind of, even if they're not necessarily like a vocal inspiration for you, which Sully's not. Like, he's never been someone that I aspired to be like vocally. But that, like, just the tone of my voice and my cadences and everything like that, it's very much like Sully from Godsmack. And I love the tuning of all their instruments. I love there's like a rawness to them, and it's dad metal or dad rock now. Like that's what the kids call it. The kids, Jesus, make me feel so fucking old. To me, it's not dad rock, dad metal isn't a thing. It's not a real thing. It's a nickname given to hard rock as a genre. So, and I'll die on that hill. I'm not gonna like. Also, dad hats or dad caps, the ones that have it's a fucking baseball cap. Like, it's not, it's a goddamn hat. It's not a dad hat. It's so annoying. Like, if anything's a dad hat, it's those weird, like, bucket hats. Like, my cousin has one sitting right over there. I mean, it's not even worth it. Those are the ugliest hats on the planet, to me. Those bucket hats. Like, what are you, going on a fucking safari? What are you doing? Anyway, it was a weird little tangent. But yeah, I'm comfortable with them being up there with these guys. I mean, I wouldn't put Godsmack or Ghost on the same level as these guys. Like I guess maybe I should do it so that, like, if they're closest to the letter, like, if they're closest to the letter, I like the most, and then I like them the least as it goes further this way. Maybe I'll do it that way. If that's the case, I'd say that's probably accurate, because like them, then them, then them, then them, then them. For here, I'll try to skip through this just to adjust it. All right, this is a more accurate list now. So like I just said, so starting from left to right, in each tier, the one closest to the left is the one that I like the most of that tier, and then as it goes to the right, this is a better formula. It makes me feel better. So these are the new rankings. Gojira, Godzilla. Anybody ever listen to Gojira before they were Gojira? I mean, I know Gojira just is the same thing, but in Japanese. But they were called Godzilla before that, and they were still good. They were way harder back then. They went full on prog. Yeah, they're one that I would put right there. I mean, they're right up there. They're close to being my favorite out of A tier, honestly. They're incredible band. Guns N' Roses, I'm inclined to put them as a legend, just because they were revolutionary, honestly. I mean, Axl being such a, even for the time of 80s hair metal and everything, Axl still managed to have such a unique voice, and it was so variable. Like, he had that, like, I say a sister in a Sunday dress, like that kind of shit, where he kind of put it low and, like, in the bottom back area of his throat. And then he had the, I can't even like attempt to do Axl's higher pitch vocals, which he can't even really do anymore. I watched like a bunch of live performances recently, and he really struggles with those high pitch ones. He's still really good at the low pitch ones, but his high range is just not there anymore. But I mean, honestly, they're a top 3 80s band just in general. And like the fact that they were so like I don't know if I'd say edgy. They were kind of edgy, but they also swore. Like, it was so rare back then to see an 80s hair band that swears as much as Guns N' Roses did. Like, he drops fuck and like all the big ones, but like Motley Crue, you don't really hear them dropping big swears like that. Same with like all the other ones, really. Poison, God, why am I drawing a blank here? That's not good. Fuck it. Anyway, my point remains. Like, they in Axl's vocal range, obviously Slash is one of the greatest guitar players of all time. Then you had like was it Chris Adler or was it Steven Adler on drums for a while? He still tours with them every now and then too. Incredible drummer. You had Izzy Stradlin back then, but he wasn't really anything special, and then he left. Anyone remember the concert with all the "Where's Izzy" signs that people would hang up? Because they're like, where the fuck is this guy? Like, he's gone. Duff McKagan, incredible bass. And let me know if anybody remembers the band Velvet Revolver with Scott Weiland singing, Slash on guitar, and Duff on bass. I don't remember who the other band members were, but I remember those guys because those are the main ones. Velvet Revolver was my shit for so long. If they were in this, they would definitely be, honestly, probably before Bullet for My Valentine and after Gojira in A tier, because they were so good. It was hit after hit, and then they just, boop, they were gone. And obviously Scott Weiland's dead now, so rest in peace. Okay, that's enough yammering on. I also moved Avatar down here because I know I talked them up a little bit before, but I really thought to myself, I don't like them. The aesthetic and everything is really cool, but like, I'll sit and I'll listen to like 3 of their songs in a row, and I'll be really trying to get into it, and I just can't. It's just weird to me. It's like they're trying to do something a little too hard. I don't know how else to explain it, but yeah. Hailstorm, Lizzie Hale is awesome. I love her. I listen to a lot of their music, but they are unfortunately in C tier, and I think I would put them right after Amaranth, because I think Amaranth is way more talented. No offense, I'm not trying to break anybody's spirits. I don't remember how to pronounce this, but I'm going to say Ham Adam. Hamatam. I don't know. They're basically like if Rammstein and Atreyu had a baby. They're very good. I don't really listen to them that much, but they are really good. but I'm also not seeking them out. So I think I would put them here. Wait, why is Foo Fighters at the end? I shouldn't have done that. I would put Foo Fighters before Amaranth. Yeah, that's better. Wow, that feels... No. Hailstorm is going to have to... I can't put Hailstorm before Dream Theater. Jesus. Alright, that's fair. Hammerfall. I love Hammerfall. I'm not the biggest power metal fan, but I do love me some power metal every now and then. And I don't know if you've heard Hearts on Fire. Amazing song by Hammerfall. Great band. I think I would still put them on the end compared to all these bands. Honestly, Apocalyptica is also at the end because I don't know. I like Apocalyptica and like everything about them, but this is hard, man. I'm looking at all these other bands and I'm like, just want to readjust. Helloween, never been a real big fan of them. I know they're good. And I don't even really listen to them, so I gotta put them in D tier. Hollywood Undead, I listen to all the time. I still do. A lot of people in my generation, us millennials, went pretty much all through middle school and high school listening to Hollywood Undead. A lot of us, anyway. And a lot of people just stopped listening to them because they thought they just continued to be these like emo, like rap, rock-ish kind of, but it's not really what happened. They're more like just straight up rap rock, rap metal now. That emo stuff kind of went away. Every now and then they'll have like an emo song where it's like you know, but it's not really who they are anymore. And when fucking what's his name, Deuce, when he left, the old singer, that's another reason why a lot of people left. But Hollywood Undead is definitely going right there before, because I like them more than Bullet for My Valentine. I still listen to them all the time. I listen to them all throughout school. I love their masks, dude. Johnny Three Tears, he's a very good rapper. J-Dog is a very good rapper. I think they had Be Real on one of their tracks not too long ago. It was really good. I think they're all really talented. I think they just get a bad rap because they're, you know, like LA, like they're trying to be hard and whatever, but quite a few of them are hard. Like very violent stuff in their history. I mean, they're LA, like been around gangbangers, and I mean, I'd say they're more qualified to be hard rapper type shit than 85-90% of rappers that are in the game right now. I mean, like newer, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to defend them anymore. In Flames, they're going to go right here because they are within my top 5 favorite bands of all time. Anders is another incredible vocalist to me, to see how much he evolved over time as a vocalist from his, I don't know if anybody knows, the old days, like when fucking Lunar Strain, which is my favorite album, and it's more like an EP, honestly, because I don't think there's that many songs on it. But back then, all of those old... Intrepid 2000, I think, was another one. Not Horacle. I feel like Horacle is Cradle of Filth, right? I'm thinking... I can picture the album covers in my head, but I don't remember the names of the albums. But back then, they were melodic death metal, straight up. And I think after... was it A Sense of Purpose? That album came out. They kind of started leaning more into the melody rather than the death metal side of it. And now I think I would say they're adjusted melodic death metal now. Because I wouldn't put them in a different genre. They still have the melodic death metal aspect to all their songs and stuff. They had a little period where they went kind of soft, but now the last 2 albums they went hard again. So, you know, I praise any band that decides to like step out of their comfort zone and make different music, because you got bands, and a lot of people are gonna hate me for this, but to me, Metallica, and also my best friend in the whole world, one of his favorite bands of all time is Metallica. He's not gonna like this opinion, but to me, they have sounded the same since their inception. Like, there's been albums and here and there where they've changed it up and done different things, but for the most part, Metallica is still just Metallica to me. And it's not a bad thing. I still love Metallica. I love Lux Eterna. It just came out. Great album. My favorite album by them is Ride the Lightning. Injustice for All is another really good one. But I love bands that go and do other shit. Like Bring Me the Horizon, dude. They were one of the craziest deathcore bands back in the day, and then they went from deathcore to like metalcore-ish, and then now they're like popcore, kind of, I guess. They have like electronic stuff in their songs now. I don't know. What's another one that did that? There's a bunch of them. Even Parkway Drive. Parkway Drive is still hard as fuck now. This Soul Bleach came out. Even Ire, that album was pretty hard. They're just way more melodic now, mixed in with the heavy. It used to be just straight up heavy. But now they have a nice mix. Unfortunately, I don't think Parkway Drive is on this, which sucks because they're another top 5 band for me. Anyway, let's keep going. Iron Maiden, they're another legend. They're one of the British Invasion. Judas Priest, same thing. They're a legend. Oh, but wait, hang on. As in terms of who I like more, I don't like AC/DC as much as these bands. I'm gonna be honest with you. Hallowed Be Thy Name is a masterpiece to me. It's one of the best songs that's been made, in my opinion. I think. Like Painkiller by Judas Priest. Like, how the fuck can you listen to that and just not go nuts? Alright, let's keep going. Killswitch Engage. I guess we're gonna count this as Killswitch including Jesse and Howard. And let me know in the comments which vocalist you preferred in the band. For me personally, okay, so personally for clean singing, I prefer Howard, and for screams, I think I prefer Jesse. Jesse Leach's fucking screams are awesome. So, and they're one that I listen to pretty much all through school as well. I've been to plenty of their concerts, both with Howard and Jesse. So I'm gonna put him A tier. I'm gonna put him before Godsmack, after Disturbed. All right, Korn. This is a rough one for me because I love. No, I can't. I have to be honest with myself. I gotta put him up there. I think Korn is probably the second or third band that I've seen in concert the most, and literally every single time I see them, it is an amazing show. They are some of the greatest performers in rock and metal that I've ever witnessed. And they don't even do anything crazy. They're just so good. They sound studio quality when they're live, which is so rare for even the best bands to do. Like, hit after hit, like every album is just so good. Even that experimental one they did with all those EDM artists. Like, oh god, they just have a formula that works, man. And they even stopped making songs that are in their normal wheelhouse, and even those are amazing. They're just so good. I don't think I've ever really thought about that, if Korn would be a top, like, in my top anything band, but they fucking are now that I'm thinking about it. I just can't not put them up there. Alright, let's keep going. Creator. I'll put them B tier, and I'll put them right there. Creator is amazing. Instrumentally, they're fucking madmen. Just insane guitar work, the drums, the bass, everything. They're so good. But I don't listen to them all the time. Like, I don't. Honestly, actually, I'm gonna swap that with Anthrax. Actually, I put Five Finger before them. That's fair, because I definitely prefer Creator over Anthrax. What is this? Don't know. Maybe I'm just not reading it properly. I probably have heard songs by them, but is that... Whaler top. I don't know. Lamb of God. They're another S tier. I would put them before Korn. I don't even need to defend them. Every song on every album they've ever made has been a banger for me. I know like all the words to like every song on most of their albums. They're a band that I never get tired of. I can listen to them on repeat for... And anyone who knows me knows that I cannot stand playing a song even once more unless I really, really, really like it. And I also have music ADD, so like I'll hear like, you know, 2 minutes of a song and I'll switch it to another one because I'll be like, oh, this one's even better. So I'll play, and I'll just keep doing that. And it irritates the hell out of people. But my brain works so fast that like, I'm like, oh, I want to hear this kind of music now. Oh, I want to hear this now. So yeah, it can be difficult. Limp Bizkit, they're middle of the road, and they're going to be end of middle of the road. Fred Durst is one of the most annoying people in music to me. That being said, I did listen to them a lot growing up, and I do listen to them every now and then, but I can't stand Fred Durst, and I think I'm not alone in that sense. I think a lot of people can't stand him. Here we go now! What you want? Break your fucking face tonight! Oh, God. And then right after he says, break your fucking face tonight, his nuts drop. Give me something to break. Like, what are you doing, man? Oh, God. Yeah, I'm not even going to speak any further on that. Linkin Park. I'm going to say Legends. This may be controversial. But over almost everyone on this, I would say that Linkin Park has affected so many people, like worldwide. Like when Chester Bennington passed, rest in peace, we all shed a tear. Like, doesn't matter how manly you are or whatever, everyone felt that. Like, we lost a brother. Like, I keep looking at the logo instead of the camera. Like, I know most of the people who watch this are going to agree with me. Linkin Park is just revolutionary. They're nothing now, and they will never be anything crazy again. Never. They will never in a million years be what they were when Chester was alive. They honestly should break up, and they should all just become members of Fort Minor, which is Mike Shinoda's band. Because Linkin Park will not be Linkin Park again. They can put out music, they can do this or that, whatever. It's just not going to happen. Linkin Park was Chester and Mike together, and obviously the rest of them. But Chester and Mike were Linkin Park, and Chester's gone, so that's it. It's like when Danny Worsnop left Asking Alexandria, and that weird dude took over who sucked. Like he made Asking Alexandria sound like Pierce the Veil, and Pierce the Veil sucks. Ugh, God, so terrible. I hate when that happens. Just change your goddamn name. Or, like, do your marketing differently or something. Well, you can't pretend that you're the same band. You're not. Like, I may be biased as a vocalist, but, like, I feel like most people agree. The vocalist is, like, you can hear the vocalist, but, oh, that's that band. It's like when people are, like, trying to hear a song, they don't really know it. Like, let me wait for the vocals to kick in to the song. And it's like, oh, now I get it. It's like, because the vocalist is the like, frosting on the top of the cake, where it's like, oh, that looks like a dope cake. Like, I know it's so weird. That's so weird. Here, I'm gonna pull one of these out. Okay, so the band is the cookie and the vocalist is the cream. So like, if you just have these two cookies together, it's like, I mean, it's good, but like, it feels like it's missing something. Then you add the cream and it's like, oh yeah, I don't even need milk. Fuck. Yeah, alright, that's enough. Manowar, they're great. But I don't listen to them that much. I think I would put them after Hammerfall. I do like them. I do like them, but you know. What is this? Mastodon? Okay, Mastodon is gonna go. I love me some Mastodon. I think think middle of the road of B tier. We'll put him right there. I think that's fair for Mastodon. I do love that Megadeth, they're a legend. Metallica, legend. I mean, it's just fucking self-explanatory. This is Motionless in White, right? This one, Motionless in White, is another one going up there. I'm not putting them ahead of any of these guys, but they're going up there. Chris is what's his name? Chris Cerulli. His vocals are nasty, just nasty. And there was this. I don't know if Ronnie Radke was directly talking about Motionless in White. I just know that a lot of people are kind of biting the stuff that he's been doing the last couple of years. I don't think that's what Motionless in White was doing. I think maybe they used some of his producers and stuff for music videos, but everyone does that. Like, Ronnie can get over it. But the other people who are actually like trying to imitate Ronnie and like do things that he's doing, I get why it would be annoying, and I'd be kind of annoyed. Like at least credit him as someone that you took inspiration from or something. But Motionless in White is definitely not doing that. Like they've been doing this like gothic kind of style longer than Ronnie was. So I find it hard to believe that they're who Ronnie was talking about. I think they're amazing. Every album I have a bunch of songs that I like. I listen to them very regularly. They're if I do my Spotify Wrapped for this year, they're probably going to be like a top 5 listen to. Marilyn Manson is going 3rd in S tier. I mean, I don't know if you could see it, but I got Manson tattooed right there. I got Corey Taylor tattooed right there. Like I said before, my music inspiration arm. Marilyn Manson is just on another level. Like, I don't know, man. Just since he started in the 90s, like him and Rob Zombie both were these like, ooh, they're the spooky guys, but they made some incredible music. They branched out and did things outside the norm. There were times where I think there was one where Manson went up on stage and like let a guy blow him or something, or blew somebody. Honestly, like they just did crazy shit. And the other thing is, both of them are extremely intelligent people. So smart. Like, it's crazy. I can just sit and listen to Marilyn Manson talking for hours just because he's a good actor. Like, man, I don't know. And again, it could be biased for me, but I don't know. That's where I'm putting him. Motorhead, again, they're gonna be middle of the road. I'll put them before Avenged Sevenfold. Nope, I'm gonna put them before Mastodon. But after Breaking Benjamin. And remember, this is just me. Like, I like Motorhead. Rest in peace, Lemmy. Like, I went and saw Hollywood Vampires, and I forgot, the guitarist, I think, was playing guitar for I don't remember, but they're a very good band. It's just that kind of like speed and thrash, just it didn't do it for me back then. There's still a lot like Ace of Spades, and there's a couple other songs, excuse me, that I really like by them, but they're not like you know, honestly, I think it's fair to put them right there. Nirvana, alright, this is gonna be a little controversial. Actually, no, it won't. I'm gonna put Nirvana in S tier. And I am biased, I'm gonna admit that right away, because grunge is just, it's deep rooted in my body and my soul. So I can't put them anywhere other than S. I was gonna say Legends, but if I did that, then all of the the grunge greats would be in Legends, including Alice in Chains. Pantera, they're gonna be A tier, and they're gonna be right after Hollywood Undead, right there. I'm not saying that Hollywood Undead is better than Pantera, but for me, I would sit and listen to Hollywood Undead songs. No, that's a lie. I had to say it out loud. I would listen to Pantera before, yeah. Papa Roach, they're another one. I'll put them right after Breaking Benjamin, because I listened to them all throughout school. Again, I still listen to them every now and then, but I don't really seek them out, really. What's his name? Papa. I always forget his name. Jacoby Shadow. I don't. I feel like he kind of went soft, so I don't really listen to them anymore. Oh, Parkway Drive is on here. Ha! All right. Well, they're going right there. Because yeah, Winston McCall is filthy, just disgusting, and his vocals just keep getting nastier. Everything about Parkway Drive makes me like them. The leads that like in the riff, like everything. God, just everything about them. Every album, I love every song on every album. All right, that's enough of that. This one, I'm not 100% sure who it is. There's a lot of bands that have the PW, but I'm gonna assume, I'm gonna take a chance here and assume that it's Powerwolf. And if that's the case, I'll put them probably right there, because I definitely like them more than Papa Roach. I love the like symphonic or almost orchestral sound that they have, and the vocalist's voice is just so not piercing, but like it makes you want to hear everything he's saying, because it sounds like he's it's was it by Mozart, or no, Bach, I think. Requiem is the it's basically the one where he predicted his own death basically and composed it. I forgot, but it's my favorite composition ever in all of classical music. And it sounds, and Powerwolf's vocalist sounds like someone who would sing over someone like Bach and Mozart and all of them. Rammstein. I listen to them pretty frequently. I like them definitely more than Disturbed. Yeah, that's fair. Right there. I like them almost better than Bullet for My Valentine, honestly. And you know what? I'm thinking more about it. I know I keep adjusting it, but that makes more sense now. Sabaton. Right there. Honestly, no, Sabaton is going to go right there, because just historic metal. They're Swedish like me. The Svenska boys. And I'm a history buff. I love all of history, but especially wartime history. All the stuff they say is fact, and like they put their songs together masterfully. They're so good. The vocalist's voice is incredible. Like even their aesthetic, the way they come out with like the military like pants and like, oh God, they're so good, so good. Can't talk them up enough. My daughter, got a 7-year-old daughter. She loves the song "Swedish Pagans" by them. Every time I put it on, she's in the back like, oh, 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 oh. It's so good. And I'm a Swedish pagan, so I love the song too. Septic Flesh, they're gross. So good, dude. They're a band that I started listening to recently. They're very good. I haven't heard enough of them to put them crazy high on this list, but I do have a feeling I'm going to be listening to them a lot, so I'm going to put them right there. They're very good. And if you haven't heard of them, go listen to Septic Flesh. They're really good. It's just dirty. Sepultura. I do also like Sepultura, but I don't seek them out when listening to music. They're like industrial. But I would put them probably after Nightwish, before Evanescence. Because Nightwish is just on a different level. They're honestly... I almost feel bad putting them there just because there's so much to their music. But whatever. Skid Row. They're another one that I'll put... This is hard, man. This is really hard with these 80s bands, because I feel like they all kind of are legends in their own right. Skid Row, Sebastian Bach, dude. Like, Sebastian Bach is one of the inspirations for so many vocalists in metal. Like, he was... Him, Axl Rose, Steven Tyler... Like, all the iconic vocalists from back in those days. I think I have to put him up there. Slayer. So someone's gonna have a problem with it, but to me, Slayer is a legend. They're one of the big four. I know Anthrax is one of the big four as well, but personally, for me, they don't cut it, really. But Slayer, and I didn't mean to put them on the end here. So Megadeth, I'm gonna bring. I like Megadeth more than Guns N' Roses. I like Linkin Park more than all of these guys, pretty much. AC/DC is honestly they're weak for me, but they're still a legend. Slayer is gonna go right after Megadeth. Skid Row is gonna go before Judas Priest. Metallica is gonna go before Iron Maiden. Before Linkin Park, actually, I have to. Before Guns N' Roses, actually. Yeah, that's fair. Slaughter to Prevail. This is gonna be another unpopular opinion. They're gonna go probably right here. I like them more than Bring Me the Horizon, but there's too many bangers that Avenged Sevenfold's put out. And honestly, the whole reason that Slaughter to Prevail got as big as they did is because, what's his name, Alex or whatever, the vocalist, has a really deep, demonic, guttural scream, and he capitalized on that by putting it all over YouTube. And like Demolisher and Baba Yaga are the two like huge ones where he showcased those crazy screams, and people outside of the metal community kind of latched onto it because they're like, whoa, I didn't know people were capable of doing that. But everybody else was like, yeah, we know. Like, we listened to Thy Art Is Murder. We listened to like Chelsea Grin, Lorna Shore. Like, there's so Plague Worm. There's so many bands who have deeper, more like visceral and guttural screams than Alex of Slaughter to Prevail. But they're not like out there like Slaughter to Prevail. Like, that's one good thing that they did is they like put themselves out there hardcore on social media, and like Alex is doing like reaction videos and like I don't know. I feel like if a lot of these bands, these like huge bands that have these guttural crazy vocals from back in the day, were to come out now with reaction channel culture, things would be different. I think the totem pole would change. The hierarchy would not be the way it is. I'm not saying that Slaughter to Prevail is anywhere near the top of the hierarchy. They're unique. Actually, I just lied. They're not unique. They're like 85% Slipknot, and then the rest is just every other deathcore band. That may sound mean, but like, I'm sorry, but come on. I can think of like 20 bands off the top of my head that are better than Slipknot. God, I feel bad. Slipknot, for me, to me, they're a legend. They are. And to me, they are the cream of the crop. A lot of people are going to hate that. But, I've been, like, Corey Taylor's on my arm. He is my favorite vocalist of all time. They've been my favorite band since I was, like, a fucking baby, dude. Like, not since I was a baby, since I was like 5, I don't know, around there. My mom would listen to them all the time, and like every car ride, everything, I would like, please play Slipknot. Like they're one of the only bands you'll see in a minute, because I see the other band. That's another one that I've listened to my entire life. It's not that they're particularly better in any, like, instrumentally or vocally or anything like that, better than anyone on the list. Or I mean, they are better than like 90%. But there's just an energy and a visceral feel to this band, and the chaos and like all of it. It just all meshes together like a fucking bomb. And then when they get on stage, the bomb just goes off. And in their recordings, you see the evolution of all their instrumentation and the evolution of Corey's voice. Like, he quit smoking and everything, got sober, like, what, 4 years ago? 5 years ago at this point? No, more than that, I think. And when that happened, everything that came out after that, you could just tell that his vocals got better and better. Jesus. They're a band that I know basically every word to every song. Like I recite them frequently. I can name every member of the band. I can name what instruments they play, what models of these instruments they play, like, you know, what tours I've been. Like, I've never missed a Slipknot show. I missed one in like 2013, I think, because I just couldn't afford to go to the show at that time. But ever since then, I've never missed a Slipknot show. Connecticut and Massachusetts, whenever they're around, I go. I can't miss them, or else I get really depressed for like 5 months. It feels like they're family to me. Like, when Paul Gray died, I felt that. I shed tears. Like, it was a big moment. And, you know, when Joey died, just that was just heartbreaking, especially given everything that's happened. When Chris Fenn left, that hit me pretty hard. Although I know why it happened, and I still think A Liar's Funeral is about him. There's never been any like official thing said about it, and now that they're not doing albums for a while, they're just putting out singles every few months, which I think is a dope idea. After they put out such a huge catalog, now to just be like, you know what? Instead of like trying to appeal to everyone by putting out albums every couple years or whatever, let's just do singles every like, and it gives them room to be experimental and like Spiders. On the Spiders was on We're Not Your Kind, I think, right? That was such an inspirational song, and I think Jim is the one that wanted to do that one. Oh, it's just so good. I could sit and talk about Slipknot for just a million years. Stone Sour, it's Slipknot light, basically. I'm gonna put them right here. I don't like them as much as the other ones, but they're still incredible to me. And Corey Taylor gets to really showcase his vocals a little bit more, which is pretty awesome. What is this one? Stradivarius. I know them, and I know I like some of their songs, or it could be I like some of their songs, or it could be I hate them. I don't remember. And I feel really bad, so I'm going to play it safe and put them in Don't Know. I think that's fair. System of a Down, they're amazing. I love them. I think I'm going to go A tier. And I think I'm going to put them... I think I like Disturbed more. Yeah. I think that's fair. And honestly, the more I keep looking at Hollywood Undead here, the more I need to move it back, because I think that's a good spot. Still A tier, but now that I see all these other bands, and I'm like, I can't, in good conscience, put Hollywood Undead before these guys. 3 Days Grace. This is an album cover after Adam left. Adam Gontier. But I'm just gonna encompass it all together. When Adam was in the band, controversial opinion, but they were one of the best bands of the early mid 2000s. Like, it was just non-stop hits. Like, Adam's vocals, incredible. The low tune guitar, like, amazing. And everybody, you play Just Like you play I Hate Everything About You, you play Animal I've Become, whatever. Everybody fucking knows the songs. They're just so good. And I love Adam's voice. I think I'm biased again because I'm a vocalist, and I love his vocals. I'm gonna put them, and I still listen to them all the time. Honestly, I'm gonna put 3 Days Grace right there. No, I might honestly... Controversial, like I said. Testament, they're gonna go right there. They are incredible band. Incredible. I don't even need to say much more about that. Vocals, bass, guitar, drums, everything. Incredible band. Their album art is so sick. It's that's it. Tool, another one. They're gonna go right up there. I know I said earlier when I was doing Slipknot that there's another band I can see who I listened to literally my entire life. Maynard is also going to be going on my arm. He's a vocal inspiration. Lyrically, I think they're one of the greatest bands of all time. Instrumentally, they have some of the greatest instrument players of all time. The way Maynard is able to form his cadences around the insane, like, technical playing that the other band members have is just incredible in itself. On top of him having an amazing singing voice, he's also very, very smart. They're another one that my mom played when I was really little, and just I cling to them my whole life. I listen to them all the time. I mean, I don't know if I could even tell you a favorite song, just because I love basically all of them. I mean, when I was really little, I would fall asleep to, was it Eulogy? I would call it my tappy song, because it starts off like... Oh, God. If you know Eulogy, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Trivium. I like Matt Heafy. I mean, I like some of their stuff. I feel like they're one of those bands that are in, like, category, like, you like Atreyu, you like Trivium, you like I feel like they're one of the ones that, like, you were kind of in a different class. Like, if all of these bands of, like, the early mid 2000s, like these metal bands were in classrooms, like in school, you know, you'd have the Trivium class, you'd have the Atreyu class, you'd have what's another one, the Devil Wears Prada class, Bring Me the Horizon class, like the different classes. And I feel like Trivium is just a class that I wasn't really invested in. I just I like them. I recognize they're really good, so I am gonna put them up here ish. But I don't really. I think Apocalyptica is really the only one that I'd say I like less than them. I'm just not a big Trivium guy. I don't know. Volbeat, seen them many times in concert. Another one of my favorite bands. They've always been a band that I really, really liked, but not until the past, like, 4 years did they become a band that I, like, love. I love them so much. And they're another band that's, like, studio quality live. It's insane that with a unique voice like his, he's able to maintain that live. It's fucking crazy how good they are. And they're not shy with getting hard. They're not necessarily like a hard band, but they can get hard when they want to. You know. And honestly, I think I'm gonna put them right after As I Lay Dying. And what is this one? Within Temptation. They're another one that I'm gonna put right up next to Nightwish. I think I'll put them before Nightwish. And I'm going to put Motorhead after, because that's... Yeah, let's go over it one more time. But yeah, I mean, what I'm looking at, it seems fair. It seems right for me. And if anybody agrees, or if I doubt anyone's list is going to be exactly the same as this, but I'm known for overanalyzing my decisions and things like that. So this really took a hit on me. Especially because of how big of a metalhead I am and being a vocalist and my biases and shit. But taking in, like, everything into account, I would say that this is a fair list for me. And my top 5 favorite bands of all time are Amon Amarth, Alice in Chains, Parkway Drive, Slipknot, and, wait. God, this is so hard, dude. God, even doing a top 5 is difficult. I know my favorite band of all time is Slipknot. I guess I would say Tool is my second favorite band of all time. Alice, you know what? Alice in Chains would probably be third. Fourth would be Amon Amarth. Parkway Drive would be fifth. Fifth, let's just say that fifth is tied Marilyn Manson, In Flames, and Parkway Drive, because I like all of them pretty equally. But yeah, that was my metal band tier list. I hope everybody enjoyed as much as I did, and stick with me because as you can see, I don't know if you can see it on my tab here. I mean, I'm gonna be doing a bunch of these because I like them, and I think other people like them, so I'm hoping everybody's gonna like it. Don't get mad at me. This is my personal tier list, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.